what you need to know about divorce in Ontario. It's no secret getting a divorce in Ontario can be overwhelming for many people. Hi, my name is Thomas O'Malley. I'm an experienced family lawyer in Durham Region. You can get a legal divorce in Canada when there's been a breakdown of the marriage. A breakdown of the marriage can only occur in the following three situations. First, you and your spouse have lived separate and apart for 1 year or more. 2, your spouse has committed adultery. Or 3, your spouse has inflicted such physical or mental cruelty of such a kind as to render intolerable the spouses living together as a married couple. You can get a divorce granted in your case as long as you've been separated from your spouse for 1 year or longer. This is sometimes called a no-fault divorce. Most spouses get a divorce on the basis of 1 year of separation or longer. You can pursue a divorce on the other grounds of adultery or mental or physical cruelty. However, these are more difficult grounds to prove, and most people simply do not use those grounds. They use the 1 year rule. And the 1 year rule makes it easier for everybody involved. When does Ontario divorce law consider spouses to be separated? How do you show that you and your spouse have lived separate and apart for 1 year or longer? This is usually not a problem in most cases. For example, if you and your spouse live in separate residences, this is usually sufficient proof that you and your spouse live separate and apart. You can even live separate and apart from your spouse, even though you and your spouse continue to live in the same house or residence. As long as you both lead your own separate lives, sleep in different rooms, do not have sexual contact, do not share meals and social activities, and there is minimal communication between you and your spouse, you will then be viewed as living separate and apart from your spouse. However, the situation can be obviously more difficult to prove compared to the situation in which the spouses live in separate residences. You do not even have to wait a year to start a divorce application in court. However, a court will only grant a divorce order when you have lived separate and apart for 1 year or longer at the time the divorce order is made. What can stop your divorce? A court will only delay or stop the granting of a divorce in a few situations. The court must satisfy itself that there has been no collusion or deceitful conduct respecting the divorce application. The court must satisfy itself that reasonable arrangements have been made for child support, and if such arrangements have not been made, to delay the granting of the divorce until such arrangements are made. The court must also be satisfied that there has been no condemnation of any kind on the part of the spouse bringing the divorce application respecting the other spouse's act of adultery or physical or mental cruelty. If you are involved in a contested divorce, you can usually get a divorce granted, even though the court has not yet dealt with the other issues, such as spousal support or the property issues. The Superior Court of Justice in Ontario has the jurisdiction or power to grant a divorce as long as either the husband or wife has been ordinarily resident in Ontario for at least 1 year prior to the start of the court case for divorce. The husband or wife who is seeking a divorce can bring a divorce application in Ontario by relying on the fact that either he or she is living in Ontario for a year or more, or the fact that his or her spouse has lived in Ontario for a year or more. If you have any questions about your separation, divorce, or family law case, and would you like our help, there are a few ways to contact our office. You can leave a message on my Facebook Law Office page, visit my website at www.canadiandivorcelegalaladvice.com, or call me directly at 905-434-8837. We would be happy to speak to you. Oh, by the way, did you know you can protect your family law rights and get essential information on settling your family law issues with your former spouse with the daily indispensable family law advice and tips in my free Facebook group? Go to Facebook and search Durham Region Separation and Divorce Legal Support Group in the top search bar. You'll find the group and join. Thanks for watching this video.